bringing you the brightest in the bluegrass. This is Everyday Kentucky.
Well, welcome to Everyday Kentucky. Listen, you know how I love to introduce myself, but I have to introduce the one and only Amber Kennoy. I know you all see her all the time. She does a lot of our interview segments here on Everyday Kentucky, but now you have an opportunity to learn who is behind the glass, basically. So who is Amber Kennoy? Thank you for hanging out with me today, girl.
It is just a pleasure, Miss India.
Oh, I love that. So what has been up with you lately? For you all who don't know, I was going to say for y'all who don't know, Amber Kennoy works up in our sales department, so I don't get to see her often. So when I do, I'm like loving all on her because, listen, it's so exciting to see you.
It is exciting to be here.
How have things been besides, of course, staying off the trail? I see now you've made it into work today.
Yeah, I think that some people think I literally find myself on the trail every single day. I just take pictures and I post them later, so. Because for safety reasons, we don't post while we're there.
Ah, makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm like this, if you're ever looking for Amber Kennoy, find a hiking trail. And it's not even necessarily a hiking trail, it's waterfalls. Is that dear to your heart, the waterfalls?
I love waterfalls.
I know you do. Where have you been lately?
Gosh, okay, so this past weekend, oh goodness, yeah. This past weekend I was in Tennessee hiking Cummins Falls, which is a gorgeous state park. You have to get a permit to go to the base of the falls, but we had the place to ourselves for almost 2 hours. It was just insane. And then, of course, the crowds came in. They were swimming at the bottom of the waterfall and everything. But it's really close to Cookeville, so gorgeous. There are so many wonderful trails. I mean, obviously in Kentucky, but 3 to 4 hour drive, 6 hours drive, I go everywhere.
How did you just get into hiking like this?
Well, you know, my dad asked me the same exact question. He's like, Amber, why? Why are you always hiking? And I said, okay, so Dad, when I was little, your mom lived up in the rock shelters of like Wayne County, so I grew up playing in those. My mom's mom lived down by the creek in Somerset, Pulaski County. And I said, and it just really kind of takes me back to a time where things were a lot, I don't know, made more sense, a little bit more peaceful, so to speak. So it's just I always tell people it's like God giving me a big bear hug out in the woods.
Yeah, I love that. That is your happy moment where you find your peace, where you're, you feel most tranquil. And I love that space for you.
It makes me feel so empowered too. I will tell you, I've conquered a lot of fears over the years being outdoors. I used to be really scared of heights. And if you saw some of those pictures, that does not look to be the case now, right? Because people think I'm like crazy, sitting on the edge of cliffs. And I used to be really scared of tight spaces. And there's some video of me crawling through some pretty tight little like tunnel windows in the Red River Gorge and stuff. I mean, like literally on my belly, coming out covered in dirt. So
really,
so yeah. So
this sounds amazing, and I love that for you because a lot of people try to find ways to make sure that their mental health is great, and so they look for ways to kind of take them away from certain things, and that gives you an opportunity to really disconnect. No phone, no television, no electronics, just you and nature and enjoying yourself. Do your kids love it as well?
Yes and no.
Okay. Because you have 2 boys, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They don't like the typical just walk on a trail. If it involves like bouldering, creek walking, scrambling, yes. Like I did Indian staircase in the gorge with my eldest. Yeah. And he loved it. Did double arch where you actually get to crawl up onto the top of the arch, and there's some other like little paths you can take there with my youngest. He loved it. But just a trail in the woods, they're like, mom. But they know that like all of our vacations revolve around some sort of hiking.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
They might hate me now, but I'm hoping that later in life they'll look back on these, think about all the cool places, things they've seen, and the things they got to do. So
they'll share those memories with you, so it'll be a wonderful time. Well, now you all know everything about Amber Kennoy.